right, ladies and gentlemen, the next panel, which is our first panel, which is our Small Business Entrepreneurship 101 panel, is moderated by Andy Renteria from the City of Horizon. He is your mayor. A round of applause. Andy is the former alderman and current mayor of Horizon City. Look how young he is. See, that's the kind of young leadership we want, right? He is a UTEP alumni, Go Miners, with a degree from the University College of Business. He is the owner of Heritage R6 LLC and has lived in Horizon City for 46 years. He does not look that old, guys. Where he now resides with his wife and 4 wonderful children. Ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Renteria.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the 2023 Governor's Small Business Summit, hosted by Horizon City. Thank you all for being here. It is an honor and privilege to be here with like-minded business professionals. And I say everybody here is a business professional because whether you are here looking to open a new business or here with years and years of experience, we all have the same end goal, and that is to provide employment opportunities and build a sustainable business. That's why we're all here. So we'll go ahead and get started with our first panel. I'd like to introduce our panelists. Mr. Hector Enriquez, if you could please stand up. Hector Enriquez is a client specialist with T&T Staff Management, Inc., and has over 25 years of experience representing over 300 local employers. He is originally from El Paso, Texas, and earned his degree in finance from the University of Texas at El Paso. Thank you, sir. Maribel Flores, please. Maribel Flores is a business development advisor and at a small business development center at El Paso Community College. Maribel Flores joined the SBDC in June 2012 and provides advising services to SBDC clients, including business planning, marketing management, financial analysis, and government certification. Prior to joining the SBDC, Mrs. Flores worked in accounting, budgets, and compliance at several companies, including the City of El Paso and Housing Authority. Ms. Flores graduated from Park University in Fort Bliss, where she earned a bachelor's degree in business management and graduated with honors. Thank you, Mrs. Flores. Mrs. Barbara Truex was born and raised in El Paso, Texas. She graduated from the University of Texas at El Paso with a degree in accounting and has successfully operated her business Border Pallets with her husband Felipe since 1990. She is also a proud mother of 3 sons. Mr. Miguel Marquez is a certified business and executive coach and consultant with a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration and Project Management certification with thousands of hours of ongoing professional development, training, and coaching with individuals and groups. In groups including Brian Tracy, Dale Carnegie, Focal Point, and Board Leadership, to name just a few. Worked as a Chief Financial Officer and Operations Director for healthcare organizations and national and local nonprofit organizations. Managed and developed teams with high performance and results-oriented. Communicated with board members efficiently to report many aspects of the organization from financial, strategic planning, and compliance. Thank you, panelists, for being here. I appreciate your time. And so let's go ahead and get started with our first panel. Your microphones work. You should have microphones there on the side. Yes?
Hello.
Check, check.
Check, check.
Awesome. So I know we're on a time limit here, but we'll try and get through these questions as quickly as we can. Entrepreneurship 101. I guess the first question would be, what unique advantages and disadvantages exist for people looking to operate a business in the borderland region? If we can have 2 young ladies here answer that.
We can find a lot of advantages here in the region. One of the advantages that I have identified is being on the border, with Mexico, gives businesses here in El Paso an opportunity to grow and maybe look for other opportunities of expansion.
I agree. This region is so unique in that we have the strong relationship with our neighbors in Juarez. And I think that creates a lot of opportunity in many industries. now you asked about disadvantages. Being out here on this side of the country, I think creates some issues in supply chain. And you just, I feel like as a small business, you have to get really creative. We're in the, pallet business. We have, we deal with lumber, and there aren't many trees around here, so it does create a supply chain issue that you just have to really just kind of work through and plan and organize yourself to, to handle.
Great, thank you. Gentlemen.
Living here in the border, as we know, we cross border, we have billions of dollars crossing in commerce. El Paso is the 5th largest port of entry in the United States, which creates a ton of opportunities for small businesses because the big companies need small businesses to provide services from marketing, food, insurance. So El Paso has a very good advantages. As everybody saw, Mr. Abbott, El Paso is a very good place to start a business because the starting costs for small businesses are very low. So El Paso is in a very good position. We are multicultural across the border, and in disadvantages, a lot of people talk about security, immigration, but like they said, supply chain, but that's gonna change. The ports of entries are gonna grow. Santa Teresa is going from 3 commercial lanes to 14 lanes in the next 2 years. So that is gonna increase our potential here in El Paso. What other perfect place to start or upscale your businesses? So El Paso, I think, has a lot of advantages right now.
With 35 years of professional life dealing with business owners, entrepreneurs like yourselves, what I've found is that here in El Paso, we have a very loyal workforce. I think it's part of our culture. It's inherent to us, any way you want to describe it. I think we've got an ideal environment here in El Paso. Many times when I meet people from out of town, or if I'm on the occasion that I'm able to travel and that sort of thing, I tell them El Paso's got the best weather in the country, the friendliest people in the country. Our cost of living is great, and really just an overall popular, or rather a border dynamic that is very, very much, I comment all the time, El Paso Juarez es un pueblo. It's one community. Many of us have family members on the other side of the border. They also have us here on this side of the border. So es un pueblo. And that's been happening for thousands of years, right? I mean, thousands of years now. So I think it's very positive. We heard the governor talk about the costs in Texas and this and that. But if you ask me, the real opportunities that we're here to focus on today are the advantages that El Paso has. But I want to, and I triple underlined Horizon here, because of the growth that you all are bringing to the Horizon community. The growth that's happened in Horizon in the, 23 years that you guys have been in business, almost now? 33 years, I apologize. 33 years that they've been in business. I bet they were the only ones out there back in the day. But look at how much it's grown now, and what a beautiful community. The 3,500 homes that were commented about earlier by Mr. Garcia, the 20,000 people coming. It's great, it's vibrant, there's a lot going on, and you all will get your share of it, most definitely. The last little thing, again, like was said, the low operating costs. I think you have a very great arm and a resource in the Horizon Economic Development Corporation. Take advantage of them. I'm happy to tell you, I call Eddie Garcia, I call Rafa, and I ask them questions, and I always get a reply. I always get a call back. I get an email back and whatever. So exercise and make those requests to them, because they're there as a resource to you all.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. We'll move on to question number 2. What areas of consideration will one need to understand as it applies to the business of employment? And if we could start, actually, here with Miguel.
Employment right now, as everybody knows, during COVID, after COVID, there's been a lot of changes in the culture for employment. People do not stay at the businesses because of pay. It's about a culture. Things change. Everybody's struggling to attract and retain talent. So you have to be more creative, innovative to retain talent and develop that talent. As we mentioned, Workforce Solutions offers $1,000 to $900 to train employees. A lot of people want to be developing. El Paso has a lot of talent, multicultural, bilingual, that's why a lot of companies are moving to Texas, Boeing, Tesla, they're moving. So it is very important. Horizon, as you can see, $60,000 is the median household income. That's very high compared to other cities. That means it's disposable income out there to start your business. To start a business, what do you need? You need employees. You need to train employees to get good customer satisfaction. Or you do manufacturing, you need quality. You need to train your employees to be the best. So employment is very important to have your business succeed and be at the top of the line, especially in an area that is growing. Everybody, I recommend you go to Horizon. You know, I wasn't there until I went to the training the other day. It's growing a lot. It's the perfect place to expand, upscale, or start a business right now.
Thank you so much, sir. Hector.
Oh, sure. I took the time to write a few notes last night, and so I'm sprinkling a lot of stuff on you. Take what you will. Hopefully it makes sense to some of y'all. Obviously, as far as employment goes, the idea of recruitment, screening, vetting, onboarding, coaching, communication, workforce satisfaction, everything from the first hello to the last goodbye of your employees, the entire employment cycle that you might have, and the loyalty of those employees. Reducing your employment liability, reducing or eliminating your employment liability any way that you can. Considering things like employee injury, medical care, wages that we as employers are responsible for when our employee is injured or hurt at the workplace. And so those are things that employers need to be aware of. Compliance with the ever-changing regulations. There's a lot of things that are changing. We are fortunate that in Texas there is less compliance, lower costs, and that sort of thing. But nonetheless, state and even beyond that, federal level requirements are things that, as we wear the business owner, entrepreneur hat, we also have to wear the employer owner hat. And it's a tough thing to do, to juggle those two. Barbara, I know for you all, it's a lot.
Yes, yes. I just feel like it's critical that every business owner know that your employees can make or break you. They really can. And it has to be a team. It really, really has to be a team. Once you understand that you're never above, just changing out the toilet paper in the bathroom. I mean, really, you really just have to be, just know that you're never above pretty much any facet of your business. You have to be willing to work, with your employees. My husband Felipe is sitting here in the audience, and he literally will put his hard hat on and jump on a forklift if he needs to. I feel like that just gives the employees.
I'm pretty sure you're changing the toilet paper, though, right?
That's probably.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you just really have to be a team, and I feel like it just makes the employees more comfortable with their job. They feel like they're just working along with you instead of really for you. I think that you must know the basics of business law and employment law. You can get yourself in a lot of trouble.
Great point.
Yeah, if you don't, I mean, there's certain things that seem so, obvious or just, common sense to you, but you must familiarize yourself with at least the basics and get help when you need it. And, I tell my guys all the time, I have an open door. If there's an issue that you don't want to bring up in a meeting or, you don't feel like comfortable saying it, in front of everybody, just come to my office and talk to me about what might be going on. There could be safety issues that they bring to you that you don't see because you're not in that section of the warehouse. There's just a lot of communication that has to happen between you and your employees.
Thank you. Mrs. Flores?
Awesome. As a business advisor, I've identified the need for employees, and I know everybody's struggling from beauty salons to mechanics to drivers, and we understand the impact that bigger employers have bring to the area in El Paso, paying a lot more than the minimum wage. So with my background in accounting, I've encouraged every business owner to work on your budget, see if you're able to pay more or at least consider, more benefits for employee retention and, learn what people out there are looking for, because now they're not chasing you. Now we have to chase them as business owners. So I encourage everyone to reach out to the Texas Workforce Commission. There's a lot of employment resources there, and they have a grant available for you all, so take advantage.
Thank you so much. We'll move on to the third question. If we could, Barbara, if you could answer this, start with this one. What is the best way to manage costs without sacrificing quality?
Okay, I think that, of course, I have an accounting background, but it's simple to go through your profit and loss statements and just look at every single expense. Seriously, I feel like there are so many leaks in small businesses, right? I mean, there's always something that you're just you didn't really notice, or you haven't taken a look at. You haven't called your phone provider lately to see if there's a better deal or if you can get unlimited data. I mean, just when you're in manufacturing, you get breaks on sales tax with your utilities, and so people who don't realize that are paying sales tax on their electric bill, and they shouldn't have to. So there's always somewhere you can focus, and if you just really go line by line, go through your checkbook. If you're not comfortable with looking at your P&L, go through your checkbook. Where's my money going, and how can I lessen that output? You never want to go to things that give you a better product. You never want to go to quality, the integrity of your product. You always want to go to those line items that you can kind of adjust or tweak, and it just takes a lot of time. You really need to put the time into it and stop the leak.
Thank you. Miguel?
Exactly what you said. Quality control is very important right now, from a restaurant to manufacturing. But to looking at expenses, you have to go in detail. What is your cost drivers? What is driving your costs? We have payroll, insurance. We talk about salaries. What is that producing your return on your investment? Look line by item. What are your cost drivers? And then see what you can cut without sacrificing quality. Because you sacrifice quality, you can have a big downturn on sales. So it has to be a balance. But it's a big thing that you do look in your workflows. Things that you can streamline, and everybody knows in manufacturing they use the lean method that you reduce and you produce a faster, better product with less cost, with high quality. So it's a lot of people that can help. I think I saw somebody here from the UTEP Advanced Manufacturing today. They help a lot of businesses too, but costs can break a business if you don't know how to manage, and that has to be done in the short term and long term within your strategic plan. Somebody mentioned budgets. You have to follow your budgets. People don't even follow their budgets, but it's important, like they said, look at your financial statements. What is your cost drivers and what can you cut? And exactly the same thing, call your vendors. You can buy more, get a big pricing. Walmart doesn't ask for price. They put the price on what they buy. Look at the quantities they buy. You can have the power to reduce your expenses. You just pick up the phone and negotiate. So it's a lot of opportunities for small business entrepreneurs, especially in different areas. There's some opportunities in Horizon. They have grants you can help you. So it's other areas you can develop, to reduce costs.
Well, again, I know a lot of business owners that don't budget for next year. They don't budget for the future. They just go day by day, and that's something negative that I see as in the business, because you probably be the best in flipping burgers or cleaning offices, in what you do, but it is very, very important that you understand what your financial statements are telling you as a business owner. You need to learn how to read those financial statements, what items you need to look into, and compare against your budget. Are my expenses going up? And understand why are your expenses going down. You need to also understand why. So any positive or negative in your numbers will tell you a lot about your business. So I encourage every one of you, if you haven't done your budget for next year, 2024, to start there, and there's resources like us, that's SBDC, that can teach you that. Okay, so it is very important that you analyze every single line item of your P&L and identify leaks in whatever. If I have low cash flow, well, we need to identify what the problem is. So that kind of analysis will help you a lot.
Now, I know the TNT staff has a lot to say on this. So how do you?
I'll keep it brief. Well, what I would suggest is really considering a partnership of outsourcing some of the legal functions, some of the administrative type functions that you do in your business. We're all very familiar with outsourcing our accounting to I'm sure Barbara's got her accounting background, but she has an accounting firm. She has a legal firm also that represents them. And so obviously we outsource those things. We outsource our banking, for that matter. And so consider outsourcing some of the administrative functions so that it allows you to focus on your growth. And by focusing on that part of your business and not on the business of employment. I'll keep it that brief, that simple. We do have, as was mentioned earlier, we represent over 300 employers here in El Paso. We've taken a lot of companies from point A to point B, and I'd like to think that we've had a little bit of credit to do with helping them get to those points by the outsourced function that they utilize through us with human resources, risk management, workers' comp, payroll benefits, government compliance, and the like.
Thank you so much. Yeah, outsourcing is a great way and a benefit for a lot of businesses of any size. So I totally agree with that. We'll move on to the fourth question. What are the 3 things that business owners and entrepreneurs need to do on a daily basis?
I'm gonna go with one, so I don't take the 3 of them, but cost controls really one of the most important. You need to know what you're spending your money on. You need to know specifically how much you're spending in manufacturing that item or in providing that service. So you need to know if your pricing is accurate or not. You need to analyze what your competitors are selling their services or products for, and analyze internally. Again, money is the backbone of your business, is financials, the cash flow of the business. So one of the 3 things that I can recommend is cost management.
Okay, Davey, yeah. I think the 3 things are wake up early. You've got to wake up early, and you've got to be ready for your day. You've got to be rested and just ready to get out there, because the day comes and goes very quickly, and before you know it, it's Friday, and it's like, oh, I didn't get all my stuff done today. So wake up very early. And the second one is be intentional with your day. Be organized, get your list ready. Make sure that you address, the hot topics, the hot items. Not addressing them and just putting them off for tomorrow can be costly. And in some cases, even deadly. I mean, seriously, the safety of your employees and your business is extremely important. So there's some items that must be at the top of the list for the day, and the earlier you start, the earlier you address them. And then the third thing is be ready for, I call them problems, but Felipe calls them issues. I feel like every day, all day long, issues will arise. And it's critical that you address the issues. Some can be addressed and put away so they don't come back tomorrow, and some will reoccur. And so you kind of have to have thick skin on a daily basis, because that's how your day is going to be. And you will have things arising while you're doing this and solving issues and solving problems all day long. You have to remember that you have to make sales, and you still have to follow through with your deadlines and the promises to your customers. So it's kind of like juggling. But yeah, the better rested you are, the better you'll do throughout the day to tackle those problems.
Very well said. As like you said, wake up early, have a routine. Different businesses are at different stage. A new business is going to have different priorities from established businesses. So a new business, product development, growing sales, yes, cash flow is going to be important. But an older business, retain employees, so it's going to be different priorities. But have a routine. Start your day. Most of the things people start with their cash flow, your banking, your sales from the previous day. What to change? Have time for incidentals. That happens. Be ready to solve those problems. Because it comes as a business owner, you're gonna have things hit you from every angle, every side. You have to be ready, tackle them to move forward, because you have to grow, you have to have your employees, you have outsourcing, you have all those things to do. But on a daily basis, one of the things I do recommend, as we have a program for goals and strategic planning, what are your short-term and long-term goals from 3 months, quarterly, and how you can plan and start working on those daily, monthly or weekly, but accomplish those while running the company. And like I said, depends on your stage, what can you do to keep going and attaining those goals Because if you don't put goals and achieve them, it's going to take you longer, and you're not organized and have a routine. Like I said, waking early is one of the best advices I think you can do, because the day, the week, the year goes very fast.
Hector, the 3 things we should do every day.
Sure, 3 things. Lead by example, real simple. If you lead by example, then you're not asking people what to do, you're showing them what to do through your own demonstration. So, big believer in leading by example. Secondly, work closely and have engagement with team members. I think that was mentioned here earlier, again by Barbara. I know firsthand in the 25 years or so that I've been around them and their company, knowing about their services, they're hands-on all the time. And as she said, he'll grab a forklift if that's what's required. She'll roll up her sleeve and check statements and try to cut costs or do whatever needs to be done. But having that engagement with team members, I think, is important. And lastly, I think we can all place ourselves in this situation. Nobody wants a job. Everybody wants an opportunity, something that can develop into a career. So what I would say is provide growth opportunity at each employee category within your organization. Let that person know, hey, today you are changing out the toilet paper. Tomorrow you are working the forklift. 3 months from now you may be in the accounting department. But let them know that there is that opportunity there. Otherwise, they're just hopping around from job to job for what? The next pay raise. It's not about that. If you can grow and develop your people, again, we pride ourselves in allowing our clients to work more closely side by side with their employees on their core function, what they do, and not all this other stuff that nobody pays you to do. Okay, so we feel like that's very important, and through those relationships, then the loyal workforce, that sort of thing.
Thank you so much. I'm very surprised none of you said coffee.
Oh, I think this group automatically rang the bell on waking up early. Everybody did a good job today.
I've been a business owner for 20 plus years, and my number 1 is coffee every morning. So my advice is coffee, big, strong coffee, because you're going to need it later in the day. So, but thank you. Number 5, what is the best way to utilize your revenue to increase your business's value, and how can one finance their business? So we'll start with Hector.
Sure, okay. I would say, revenue that you do have, use those revenues towards product and market development. And don't spend it on non-core functions, the business of employment, everything related to that. Really make investments in your business. Today you're making an investment by attending these sessions today. Somebody's watching the store, somebody's watching the shop, but you are the decision makers at your business, and you're making those investments today to further develop the reach of your business, whether it be product idea today that you gain, or development for new contracts that are coming down the pipe, that sort of thing. So I would say that direct your revenues towards those kinds of things, which there'll be a great return on.
That's a very good question. Nowadays, I see that happening a lot, and the number one problem I see, people are not ready or cannot get a loan because they don't have proper financials is common. But to upscale or grow your business, you have to leverage your assets, your income, your financial statements to get a loan, or to maximize, like they said, equipment to grow, you buy more equipment to grow your business, transportation, those things. But you have to plan for it, make very good connections with your banking, different areas. But to invest in your business, you have to invest in your people, your staff training and development, which is important for retention. Like I said, people are looking for a career, not just a job, but also to have more freedom, flexibility. Working from home is not going to go away, but your staff is going to make a good improvement on your business, and then you have your products, your ideas that you're going to expand later on. But that's how you have to measure what you're improving. Like, no, there's a rule we use. I put 20% of my time, is going to give me 80% of results. Is that the same with your assets? Is your assets producing what you're doing? We do benchmarks and KPIs to make sure that you're producing what you need to. You can expand to the next level. Upscaling a business is not difficult as many people think, but you're doing the right steps properly to invest in equipment and staff and property of growing your business. It can be a good investment as long as you plan properly.
Right, I agree. Your revenue is your gold. So that's when, after all you've been through, you finally, have this revenue stream, and I think the best thing you can do is just put it back in your business. As you look through your P&L to find the leak, maybe your leak is the waste. So you buy a grinder and you reduce your waste by 80%, and that just saved you a ton of money on your disposal. So by reinvesting, you actually generated more, revenue. So basically, don't plan on buying the new car just yet, or maybe getting the nice purse. It's just, you've got to put it back in and just, make the sacrifice to grow your business with the revenue it generates.
Make the sacrifice early.
Yes, early on, for sure. For sure.
I agree with that advice. You should invest in your business, back into your business. Write your priorities. What are your priorities in the business? Do you want to expand your business? Do you want to open a second location? Then the planning needs to be done now. If you're looking for financing opportunities, there's financing opportunities out there for existing businesses and for startups as well. Again, look at your numbers, look at your cash flow. And as you probably already know, if you reach out to any lender, you're still gonna have to risk some of your own money. They're gonna ask you for investment on your part. So it is very important that you prepare for that. Save your money, put some into working capital, not only for expansion purposes, but also as a plan B. You never know, things can happen in your business. That piece of equipment broke and you need to replace it. Well, you need to be ready for those things.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. For everybody out here, you have a wealth of information and experience here on this panel. I recommend that during our breaks, you all come and speak to the panelists here, whether you're just starting your business, or you have, years and years of experience. They may see something at a little different perspective that you might, and that could be a benefit to you. So I recommend you come and talk to the panelists during the break. This is kind of my chance to kind of brag a little bit on our EDC in Horizon City. For those of you that are looking to expand out into Horizon City, our EDC, they actually have been hosting seminars for for all of these topics. So come on out, give the EDC a call, and you can join in on one of those seminars. Again, thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate your all's time. And all of you could hang on real quick. We have a couple of gifts from the Horizon City EDC for you all.
Thank you.
So thank you all so much.